Section 1. The Driver's License. Section 1 introduces the Kentucky licensing system and walks you through every step from learner's permit to full operator's card. Master these basics now so the rest of the manual, rules, signs, and safe driving strategies makes perfect sense. About this manual. The Kentucky Driver's Manual outlines the knowledge and basic skills every driver must master before taking the road. It explains safe driving practices, traffic laws, and the licensing process in clear, everyday language. Studying this manual thoroughly is the best way to prepare for the vision, knowledge, and skills tests required for a Kentucky driver's license. Types of driver's licenses and driver's permits. Kentucky issues several license classes: Commercial Class A, B, and C, Basic Operator Class D, Moped Class E, and Motorcycle Class M. The vehicle's weight, purpose, and configuration determine which class a driver must hold. Certain drivers, such as military personnel operating official vehicles and farmers moving equipment within 150 miles, are exempt from CDL requirements. All first-time operators must pass vision, knowledge, and skills tests regardless of the class they apply for. Licensing requirements. Applicants must be at least 16, possess acceptable identification, and have no current suspensions or revocations in Kentucky or any other state. The licensing process begins at a driver licensing regional office, followed by vision and written tests administered by Kentucky State Police. After passing, the applicant receives an instruction permit, must practice for a designated period, and then complete a road skills test. Minors and new motorcyclists must also meet graduated driver license or rider education requirements before earning full privileges. Testing requirements and preparation. A vision screening verifies at least 20/40ths acuity. Corrective lens restrictions are added when needed. The written knowledge exam covers traffic rules, procedures, and signs. Applicants must score at least 80% to pass. Oral, audio, and multilingual formats are available, but the signs portion must be answered from the applicant's own recognition. The road skills test includes real traffic maneuvers, stops, turns, hill starts, and parallel parking, using a properly registered and insured vehicle. Test scheduling. All vision, written, and road tests are offered by appointment only through the Kentucky State Police online scheduling portal. New appointment slots open Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. and appear up to 3 weeks in advance, so checking early improves availability. Applicants who need interpreters or special assistance should contact the testing site directly before booking. Arriving with required documents, insurance proof, and a qualified accompanying driver prevents last-minute cancellations. Out-of-state license or driving on an existing license. New residents must transfer an out-of-state driver's license within 30 days of establishing Kentucky residency. Valid licenses expired less than 1 year transfer without testing. Older expirations require written and vision exams and possibly a skills test. Certain non-resident students, military personnel, and visitors may legally drive on their home state or foreign license while in Kentucky. All transfers require proof of identity, Social Security, Kentucky residency, and, when applicable, clearance letters from the previous state. Driver license renewal and updates. Standard licenses expire 31 days after the birthday for drivers 21 and older, and 90 days after the 21st birthday for drivers under 21. Renewals may be processed up to 6 months early, and replacements are available by mail or at any regional office. Address or name changes must be reported within 10 days and require appropriate proof documents. Licenses expired more than 5 years cannot be renewed. The driver must start the application process anew. Loss of driving privileges. Kentucky may suspend or revoke a license for offenses such as DUI, reckless driving, lack of insurance, or failure to satisfy citations. Accumulating 12 points, 7 for drivers under 18, within 2 years triggers a hearing and possible suspension under the point system. The graduated driver license law allows parents to withdraw consent for drivers under 18, canceling the minor's license. Suspended drivers must complete any mandated traffic school or substance abuse programs and pay reinstatement fees before privileges are restored. Section 1 Summary. Kentucky's licensing system ensures every new driver gains the skills, knowledge, and accountability needed to share the Commonwealth's roads safely. Understanding the license classes, testing steps, and penalties protects both your driving privileges and everyone around you. Next up, Section 2 explores general vehicle information, registration, insurance, and environmental responsibilities that keep you legal once you have your license. Section 2. General information. Section 2 provides the general vehicle and administrative information every Kentucky driver needs once a license is in hand. From titling and insurance to safety inspections, these details keep you and your car legal on Commonwealth roads. Vehicle registration and titling. All motor vehicles operated on public roads must be titled and registered with the county clerk within 15 days of purchase. New residents have 15 days after establishing Kentucky residency to title and register out-of-state vehicles. A title application requires proof of ownership, completed odometer disclosure, and payment of 6% usage tax. Insurance requirements. Kentucky's no-fault law mandates minimum liability coverage of 25/50/25 and basic personal injury protection, PP. Electronic insurance verification occurs continuously. Lapses trigger automatic registration suspension and $500 reinstatement fees. Drivers must carry proof of coverage, paper card or digital, and present it at traffic stops and collisions. Safety and emissions inspections. While Kentucky no longer conducts statewide emissions testing, local jurisdictions may require periodic safety checks for commercial vehicles. Headlights, brakes, tires, mirrors, and glazing must be in good working order. Citations can be issued for any unsafe defect. Owners should perform a monthly walk-around to spot leaks, worn tires, or broken lights before they attract enforcement attention. Financial responsibility and taxes. Registration renewal postcards show county property tax assessments. Taxes and fees must be paid in full before decals are issued. Failing to renew plates by the last day of the expiration month invites late fees and possible citations for expired registration. Disabled veteran and other specialty plates may qualify for reduced taxes but still require timely renewal. Selling or buying a vehicle. Sellers must sign the title assignment, record mileage, and remove their plate. Buyers then apply for a new title within 15 days. A notarized bill of sale is advised for private transactions and required when purchase price differs from book value. Unpaid liens must be satisfied before transfer. Lien releases or electronic notifications go to the county clerk with the title. Section 2 Summary. Keeping tags current, taxes paid, and insurance active protects you from fines and keeps Kentucky's highways funded and safe. Store these documents where you can reach them quickly and update county clerks promptly whenever ownership or address changes. Section 3. Be in shape to drive. Section 3 reminds you that safe driving starts long before the ignition. Your vision, rest, health, and mindset determine every decision you'll make on the road. Use these self-check guidelines to guarantee you are physically and mentally ready each time you slip behind the wheel. Vision and eyesight. More than 90% of driving information reaches the brain through the eyes, so clean windshields and proper eyewear are critical. Kentucky requires at least 20 to 40 acuity in one eye and a 140-degree field of vision. A corrective lens restriction applies if you use glasses or contacts. Schedule a professional eye exam every 2 years and replace scratched or clouded lenses that scatter glare, especially at night. Hearing and situational awareness. While vision leads, hearing supplies instant warnings from sirens, horns, and screeching tires that may be outside your sightline. Keep stereo volume low enough to hear exterior sounds, and remember that wearing dual earbuds while driving is illegal in Kentucky. Drivers who use hearing aids should ensure fresh batteries and proper fit before every trip. Fatigue and drowsy driving. Being awake for 18 hours impairs reaction time as much as a 0.05 BAC. After 24 hours it mirrors 0.10 BAC intoxication. Early clues include frequent yawning, wandering thoughts, and trouble remembering the last few miles. Pull off at the first safe spot to rest. Plan breaks every 2 hours, share driving duty, and avoid heavy meals or certain antihistamines that accelerate drowsiness. Alcohol, drugs, and medications. Even one drink can blur judgment. Kentucky's legal limit is 0.08 BAC, but impairment begins long before that number. Prescription or over-the-counter medicines labeled may cause drowsiness, can slow reflexes. Test effects in a safe place before driving. Mixing drugs or combining them with alcohol multiplies impairment and may expose you to DUI charges even below 0.08. Emotions and stress management. Strong emotions like anger, grief, or anxiety narrow focus and tempt risky maneuvers, such as speeding or tailgating. Take a few deep breaths, listen to calming music, or wait 10 minutes before driving if you feel overwhelmed. Courtesy behind the wheel, yielding and thanking other drivers, diffuses tense encounters and keeps traffic flowing. Physical health and medical conditions. Illnesses that cause fever, dizziness, or limited mobility reduce reaction ability, postpone trips, or seek a healthy driver when symptoms strike. Conditions such as epilepsy, diabetes, or heart disease must be stable and, when required, documented on medical evaluation forms. Adaptive equipment, spinner knobs, larger mirrors can help drivers with permanent limitations maintain safe control. Section 3 Summary. A rested body, clear mind, and sharp senses turn ordinary trips into predictable, stress-free journeys. Section 4. Before you drive. Section 4 covers the simple but critical checks you should complete before moving so much as an inch. Making these steps a habit prevents breakdowns, improves comfort, and keeps every trip stress-free. Exterior walk-around inspection. Circle the car looking for leaks, low tires, broken lenses, or objects near the wheels that could be struck. Confirm windows, mirrors, and license plates are clean and visible for both safety and law enforcement. Check for children, pets, or obstacles behind or under the vehicle, especially in driveways. Tires and wheel condition. Verify pressure with an accurate gauge while tires are cold. Use door jam values, not sidewall maximums. Replace any tire with less than 2/32 inch tread depth or visible cord, bulges, or sidewall cracks. Ensure lug nuts are present and tight to manufacturer torque after any wheel service. Adjust seat, steering, and head restraint. Sit with chest at least 10 inches from the airbag cover and elbows slightly bent at 9-3 grip. Raise or lower the head restraint so the center aligns with the middle of your head to limit whiplash. Tilt and telescope the steering column until gauges are fully visible and wrists rest on top of the wheel when arms are straight. Mirror alignment and visibility. Set inside mirror to frame the rear window, then lean left and right to adjust side mirrors until the vehicle's flanks just vanish from view. Clean glass inside and out. Film and streaks amplify glare at night and in rain. Add blind spot or wide-angle mirrors if towing or driving a large vehicle. Seat belts and child restraints. Buckle every occupant before shifting to drive. Kentucky law is primary enforcement for seat belts. Route lap portion low across hips and shoulder belt across chest, never under the arm or behind the back. Secure child seats firmly so they move less than 1 inch at the belt path. Children under 8 ride in approved boosters or seats. Starting checklist and dashboard lights. With foot on brake, start the engine and ensure warning lights illuminate briefly then go out. Investigate any that remain lit. Set parking brake, select proper gear, and program climate controls before rolling. If ABS, airbag, or brake lights stay on, repair the issue before driving. Infotainment and navigation setup. Enter GPS destination, pair phone, and choose playlist or podcast while parked to avoid distraction later. Activate Do Not Disturb mode or have a passenger manage calls and messages en route. Mount devices within easy glance distance. Loose phones become dangerous projectiles in a crash. Securing cargo and cabin items. Place heavy objects low and as far forward as practical. Use nets, straps, or closed compartments. Loose pets and items can become projectiles in sudden stops. Use carriers or tie-downs. Truck beds require covers or straps to prevent debris from striking following traffic. Mental readiness and route planning. Review weather, traffic, and fuel level. Choose the safest, most efficient path before departure. Allow extra time so you are not tempted to speed or weave under schedule pressure. Take a deep breath and commit to courteous, defensive driving before shifting out of park. Section 4 Summary. 5 minutes of preparation pays off in smoother rides, fewer tickets, and safer roads for everyone. Practice this pre-drive checklist until it's automatic. Section 5 will add core vehicle handling skills once you're underway. Section 5 Basic Driving. Section 5 turns theory into motion with the core skills, starting, steering, scanning, and stopping that underpin every safe journey. Practice these basics until they become automatic so you can focus on traffic, not vehicle control. Starting and moving off. With foot on brake, shift to drive, release parking brake, signal, and check mirrors plus over-shoulder blind spot before easing forward. Accelerate gently. Sudden throttle wastes fuel and startles nearby traffic. When leaving a curb, wait for at least a 2-second opening in the nearest lane before merging. Steering techniques. Grip the wheel at 9-3 and use push-pull, shuffle, steering for smooth control and unobstructed airbag deployment. Reserve hand-over-hand steering for very tight, low-speed turns such as parking maneuvers. Look where you want the vehicle to go. Your hands will naturally follow your eyes and reduce overcorrection. Speed control and spacing. Match posted limits but obey the basic speed law. Drive only as fast as conditions allow. Maintain a 3-second following gap in daylight. Double it in rain, fog, or at night. Cover the brake when approaching stale green lights, schools, or congested zones to cut reaction time. Smooth stopping. Begin braking early with steady pressure. Ease off slightly at 510 mph to prevent passenger lurch. Stop so you can see the rear tires of the vehicle ahead touching pavement. This leaves escape room. Use the right foot for both brake and accelerator to avoid pedal confusion. Backing safely. Walk around the vehicle first to ensure the path is clear of children, pets, or obstacles. Keep foot lightly on brake, shift to reverse, and look through the rear window, not mirrors, while backing at walking speed. Stop immediately if view is blocked. Resume only when the path is visible and clear. Section 5 Summary. Mastering basic driving freeze, mental bandwidth for complex traffic scenarios and unexpected hazards. Practice these skills in a quiet area until they feel natural. Future sections will layer on defensive strategies and special conditions. Section 6 Rules of the Road. Section 6 lays out Kentucky's rules of the road, speed limits, right-of-way, and special zone laws that knit every driver's moves into an orderly flow. Memorize these standards now so you can predict traffic and avoid citations wherever you travel in the Commonwealth. Speed limits and basic speed law. Default limits: 55 miles per hour on two-lane highways, 6570 mph on interstates, 35 miles per hour in urban districts, and 25 miles per hour in residential zones unless signed otherwise. Kentucky's basic speed law requires driving only as fast as conditions allow. Fog, rain, or congestion override the sign. Exceeding the limit by 26 miles per hour or more may be charged as reckless driving and can trigger license suspension. Right-of-way at intersections. Yield to traffic already in an intersection and to pedestrians in marked or unmarked crosswalks. At a four-way stop, the first vehicle to arrive proceeds first. Ties yield to the driver on the right. Left turns must yield to oncoming straight-through traffic and cyclists traveling through the junction. Turning, signals, and lane use. Signal at least 100 feet before any turn or lane change. Keep the signal active until the maneuver is completed. Left turns must yield to oncoming straight-through traffic and cyclists traveling through the junction. Begin and end right turns in the rightmost lane. Left turns finish in the lane just right of center unless arrows direct otherwise. Do not change lanes within an intersection unless pavement arrows or signs require it. Passing and no passing zones. Pass on the left only when the center line is broken and you have at least 500 feet of clear sight ahead. No passing within 100 feet of intersections, railroad crossings, bridges, or on hills and curves, even with a broken line. On multi-lane roads, slower traffic keeps right. Passing on the right is legal only when two or more lanes move in your direction. Following distance and lane discipline. Maintain a minimum 3-second gap in good weather. Double it at night, in rain, or when following motorcycles and large trucks. Keep right except to pass on highways. Lingering in the left lane blocks traffic and may result in a citation. Tailgating is considered aggressive driving and adds points to your record. Stopping for school buses. All lanes must stop when a bus displays flashing red lights on undivided roadways. Stay stopped until the lights cease and stop armor tracks. On divided highways, only traffic moving in the same direction as the bus must stop, but remain alert for children near the roadway. First offense fines start at $100 and add 6 points to your license. Move over and emergency vehicles. Upon approach of an emergency vehicle using lights or siren, pull to the right edge of the road and stop until it passes. When passing a stopped emergency, utility, or tow truck with flashing lights, move one lane away or slow to a safe speed if lane change is impossible. Failure to comply can double the base traffic fine and add 2 points to your driving record. Section 6 Summary. These rules of the road turn hundreds of drivers into one predictable system. Follow them and Kentucky's highways will reward you with safe, smooth trips. Section 7. General Driving. Section 7 blends everything you have learned so far into everyday on-road habits, speed, space, and scanning that turn theory into smooth, confident driving. Practice these general driving skills until they feel automatic. They will protect you on city streets, rural lanes, and interstates alike. Visual search and scanning. Keep eyes moving, scan 115 seconds ahead, and mirror check every 5-8 seconds for a rolling 360 degrees picture. Look left, center, right before entering any intersection, even on a green light, to spot red light runners. Watching side streets and parked car gaps helps you anticipate sudden entries and door openings. Managing speed and space. Use gentle throttle to reach the limit, then hold steady to smooth traffic flow and save fuel. Maintain a 3-second following gap in daytime, double it in rain, fog, or at night. Cover the brake when approaching stale greens, crosswalks, or dense traffic to cut reaction time. Lane discipline and passing etiquette. Keep right except to pass. Lingering in the left lane blocks traffic and violates Kentucky courtesy law. Before changing lanes, follow smog. Signal, mirror, over shoulder. Go when clear, then cancel the signal. Return after passing only when both headlights of the overtaken vehicle appear in your interior mirror. Intersections and right-of-way. Signal 100 feet in advance, brake smoothly, and commit confidently. Hesitation confuses others and lengthens exposure. Yield to pedestrians and cyclists even when lights favor you. They are vulnerable road users. When turning left across traffic, judge the whole gap. Oncoming motorcycles are smaller and approach faster than they appear. Sharing the road with large vehicles. Avoid truck no-zone blind spots. If you cannot see the driver's mirrors, they cannot see you. Give semis extra space on right turns. The trailer may track across multiple lanes. Pass quickly on the left and never cut back until you see the truck's grille in your mirror. Night driving fundamentals. Switch to low beams within 500 feet of oncoming traffic and 200 feet when following. Dim dashboard lights and keep windshields clean inside and out to reduce glare. Increase following distance so you can stop within the illuminated area of your headlights. Section 7 Summary. General driving mastery lies in constant observation, courteous spacing, and smooth control, skills that cut crashes before they begin. Build these habits into every trip and you will be ready for Kentucky's more demanding conditions in the chapters ahead. Section 8. Safe Driving Tips. Section 8 distills the best practices that seasoned Kentucky drivers rely on every mile, from vision techniques to stress-free courtesy. Adopt these safe driving tips today and watch crashes, tickets, and road rage moments disappear from your travel story. Defensive driving mindset. Skin 12 to 15 seconds ahead and mirror check every 5 to 8 seconds to maintain a rolling 360 degrees awareness. Assume other drivers may err, keep escape space on at least one side at all times. Courtesy is contagious. A quick wave and yield can diffuse most tense encounters before they ignite. Avoiding distractions. Activate Do Not Disturb on your phone. Kentucky bans texting and handheld use in school zones and for permit holders. Program GPS and playlists before shifting into drive or have a passenger act as co-pilot. Eating, grooming, or reaching for fallen items steals eyes and brain power exactly when seconds count. Managing speed and space. Follow the basic speed law, slow for weather, traffic volume, and visibility even below the posted limit. Hold a 3-second following gap in daylight and double it in rain, fog, or night conditions. Smooth acceleration and braking save fuel, reduce wear, and give tailgaters fewer surprises. Intersection and right-of-way etiquette. Approach ready to brake, scan left center right, then left again before entering, even on a green light. Yield rather than insist on technical right-of-way when another driver forces the issue. Safety beats pride. Commit confidently once clear. Hesitation mid-intersection confuses others and lengthens exposure time. Night and weather adjustments. Switch to low beams within 500 feet of oncoming cars and 200 feet when following. Clean headlamps and windshields weekly. In first rain, drop speed 5 to 10 miles per hour and avoid abrupt steering while oils rise to the surface. Fog demands low beams and a pace that lets you stop within visible distance, often 2530 mph. Sharing the road with vulnerable users. Allow at least 3 feet and more at higher speeds when overtaking cyclists. Check right blind spot before turning. Slow for pedestrians at crosswalks. Never pass a vehicle stopped for people crossing. Give farm equipment and horse-drawn buggies the full lane on rural roads. Their operators may not hear approaching cars. Vehicle readiness and eco-driving. Check tire pressure monthly, topping to door jam PSI for safest handling and best mileage. Replace wiper blades and burned-out bulbs promptly. Seeing and being seen are a matched pair. Smooth starts, steady cruising, and anticipation of traffic lights can boost fuel economy by up to 30%. Section 8 Summary. Safe driving tips are simple choices practiced consistently: vision, space, courtesy, and readiness. Make them habit, and you will arrive sooner, spend less, and protect everyone who shares Kentucky's roads with you. Section 9. Emergency situations and avoiding crashes. Section 9 prepares you for Kentucky's toughest moments behind the wheel, skids, blowouts, brake failures, and shows how to avoid or control crashes when prevention fails. Rehearse these responses now so adrenaline will not cloud judgment when real emergencies strike. Preventing and correcting skids. Slow before curves and slick spots. Most skids start with excessive speed plus abrupt steering or braking. Rear wheel skid. Steer in the direction you want the front end to go and ease off pedals until tires regain grip. Front wheel skid. Release accelerator. Keep wheels pointed where you need to go and avoid hard braking. Hydroplaning and standing water. At roughly 50 miles per hour, tires can surf on water film. Steering feels light and engine revs rise. Stay off brake, hold wheel straight, and ease off gas until traction returns, then slow safely. Prevent hydroplaning with proper tire pressure and tread depth of at least 4/30 seconds inch. Tire blowouts. Grip wheel firmly, keep straight, and gently lift off accelerator. Do not slam brakes. Allow vehicle to slow below 30 miles per hour, signal right, and coast to a safe shoulder before braking lightly. Inspect tires monthly for pressure, tread, bulges, and objects to avoid most blowouts. Brake failure. Pump the pedal rapidly. Pressure often returns within 3 strokes. If brakes stay soft, downshift to lower gears and apply parking brake gradually while pressing release button. Aim for an open shoulder or soft ditch. Never shut off ignition because steering may lock. Off-road recovery. If right wheels drop onto shoulder, hold steering steady, ease off gas, and straddle edge until speed falls below 20 miles per hour. Check traffic, signal left, and steer smoothly back onto pavement. Avoid jerking wheel. Braking hard on mixed surfaces can spin the car. Use light pressure only if needed. Collision procedures. Stop immediately, move vehicles out of traffic if drivable, and turn on hazard flashers. Check for injuries, call 911 with exact location and number of injured, and render basic aid if qualified. Exchange names, addresses, insurance, photograph damage. Never admit fault at the scene. Section 9, Summary. Emergencies demand calm, rehearsed actions. Use these techniques to steer, brake, and communicate under pressure. Combine prevention with practice, and you will keep Kentucky highways safer for everyone, including yourself. Section 10, Sharing the Road. Section 10 shows how Kentucky drivers share pavement with pedestrians, cyclists, trucks, buses, and animals, each with unique needs and legal protections. Learn these guidelines to prevent conflicts and keep every road user safe. Pedestrians. Yield to pedestrians at all crosswalks, marked or unmarked. They have right-of-way when on your half of the roadway. Never overtake a vehicle stopped for people crossing. The hidden pedestrian may step into your lane. Extra caution is required around children, seniors, and visually impaired walkers using canes or guide dogs. Bicyclists. Bicycles are legal vehicles. Provide at least 3 feet of clearance when passing and more at higher speeds. Check mirrors and right blind spot before turning right across a bike lane. Cyclists may be beside you. Watch for hand signals and lane positioning. Riders may move into the travel lane to avoid hazards. Motorcyclists. Allow a full lane width. Never crowd a motorcycle or attempt to share a lane. Increase following distance to 4 seconds. Motorcycles stop faster and can lose traction quickly on debris. Look twice at intersections. Small profile makes bikes easy to overlook. Large trucks and buses. Avoid the no-zone blind spots, directly behind, along both sides, and close in front of the cab. Give big rigs extra space on right turns. Trailers swing wide and may track across multiple lanes. When passing, use the left side, signal early, accelerate smoothly, and do not merge back until the entire front of the truck is visible in your mirror. School buses. On undivided roads, all traffic must stop for a bus with flashing red lights. Remain stopped until the lights cease and stop arm retracts. On divided highways, only traffic traveling in the same direction as the bus stops, but stay alert for children near the roadway. Violations carry steep fines, court costs, and 6 points against your license. Emergency and service vehicles. When an emergency vehicle approaches with lights or siren, pull to the right edge of the road and stop until it passes. For stopped emergency, utility, or tow vehicles displaying flashing lights, move 1 lane away or slow to a safe speed if a lane change is impossible. Failure to comply can double fines and add points under Kentucky's move over law. Animals and farm equipment. Slow and give a wide berth to horse-drawn buggies or riders. Sudden noises can spook animals into traffic. Orange triangular emblems mark slow-moving farm equipment traveling under 25 miles per hour. Reduce speed early to avoid rear-end crashes. Pass only when safe and legal. Operators may steer wide to avoid road edge drop-offs. Section 10 Summary. Sharing Kentucky roads politely protects our most vulnerable users and keeps traffic flowing. Practice patience, space, and clear signals. Everyone gets home safer and sooner. Section 11. Special driving situations. Section 11 tackles Kentucky's special driving situations, mountain grades, work zones, limited access highways, and other challenging environments. Prepare for these conditions before they arise so you can adapt smoothly without surprise or stress. Mountain grades and steep hills. Shift to lower gear before descending long grades. Engine braking spares service brakes and prevents fade. Use pull-offs to let faster traffic pass. Impeding on hills causes risky overtakes. On climbs, maintain steady speed and anticipate slower heavy trucks. Pass only with long clear sight distance. Limited access highways. Accelerate in the ramp lane to match traffic speed. Stop only if no gap appears. Keep right except to pass. Lingering in the left lane blocks traffic and may attract enforcement. Signal and enter the deceleration lane early when exiting. Maintain highway speed until fully in the ramp. Work zones. Orange signs indicate lane shifts, flaggers, or abrupt stops. Slow to posted work zone limits before entering. Merge early in zipper fashion to keep traffic moving. Late merges cause crashes and road rage. Fines double and points increase for speeding or handheld phone use when workers or equipment are present. Railroad crossings and light rail. Always look and listen. Trains cannot swerve and need a mile to stop. Never drive around lowered gates. Stop at least 15 feet from tracks when lights flash or a flagger signals. Proceed only when you can clear completely. Buses and some trucks must always stop. Be prepared to slow behind them approaching tracks. Driving in fog and limited visibility. Use low beam headlights. High beams reflect back and blind you. Slow until you can stop within visible distance, often 25 to 30 miles per hour in dense fog. If visibility drops near zero, pull well off the road, turn off lights, and wait for clearer conditions. Section 11 Summary. Kentucky's terrain and changing work areas demand flexibility. These special situation skills keep you ready for anything. Practice them in low-risk settings first, and they'll serve you well whenever the unexpected appears.